Jansen Harris here with the Just Good Network. This segment is presented by Level 1 Game Room, which we're at right now, and the UK Falcons. Go follow them on Twitter, Instagram, and their YouTube account. Sean, let's start with you. The Falcons are 0-5, just fired Dan Quinn, just fired Thomas Dimitroff, the general manager. Is Matt Ryan next to go? Should this team think about a quarterback in the 2021 draft?
Well, I think they should think about a quarterback. I said last year, Jansen, I think it was around this time last year as well, that I feel like they should have got Jalen Hurts in the draft. It's not that I think Matt Ryan isn't a top 10 quality quarterback, like he's regressed, so much. I think he's still a solid quarterback, but we've seen time and time again, I don't think he's elevated. I don't think he's getting any better from his MVP season in 2016. I think each year has been around 8th and 9. As far as the top 10. So I think it's time to go ahead and get another quarterback. We've seen him, the loss to the Chicago Bears. He was the one who had the ball last, ended up throwing an interception. This loss, it's definitely, you can't defend it against the Carolina Panthers. Down 7, you throw an interception on the 2-yard line. So Matt Ryan's not getting any younger. Guys like Julio and these other guys are, they have a bunch of injuries on their team. I just think it is time to go ahead and possibly, pursue a quarterback. They're on fire right now. I don't think they're necessarily trying to tank, but we see guys that's available. Possibly Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields. I think if they get a Justin Fields, he can bring more spark into the Atlanta franchise. Have someone like a dual third quarterback since the Michael Vick days, since we haven't seen since the Michael Vick days, and just get something different in there, spice it up a little bit. So I think it is time to go ahead and pursue getting a quarterback. If not the first round, at least the second or third round.
Okay, I feel you on that one because the Falcons are going to have to be pretty bad if they want to get Trevor Lawrence. How do you feel about this, Flynn?
I disagree completely. I think the Falcons shouldn't go full rebuild. I think they should go more retooling. They have a lot of injuries, so it's going to be tough to put up points, and they are putting up points in some of these games. But Julio's been out, some of their other guys have been out. I think the Falcons' real problem is with coaching. Because you see the lack of energy. And when you see the lack of energy from a team, it's always coaching. It's always coaching. You bring in a new guy. He brings in maybe a new system. Maybe you get somebody to retool that defense because the defense hasn't been that great. And then you add some veteran pieces. You hope everybody's healthy. And I say you run it back because this team is not too far removed from that Super Bowl run. You got Todd Gurley, who's playing pretty well. Matt Ryan is an MVP player. Julio Jones is still one of the top wide receivers in the league. So I say you retool. I don't think you need to bring a quarterback in. Once you bring the quarterback in, it's full rebuild. Once you bring that quarterback in, it's full rebuild. Your team, you're saying to your organization, your team, you're rebuilding. And yes, this team is 0-5, but I think it's more so due to coaching than anything else. This team could easily be 2-3. They could have beat the Bears. They could have beat the Cowboys for sure. Yeah. We can admit that they should have beat the Cowboys for sure. So they could easily be 2-3. And yeah, they're not a playoff team at 2-3, but you're a decent team. You never really know. So
now, Flynn, let me ask you this: seeing Dan Quinn get fired, does that smell new quarterback as well? With the new head coach, new general manager is going to be coming in. Do you think he's a lame duck quarterback? You heard what Arthur Blank, the owner, said. He really didn't sound too committed about hopefully he'll be part of our plans. He wasn't speaking like Matt Ryan's our guy, none of that talk. So does that discourage you knowing there's going to be a GM coming in? Do you think he wants to get his own guy, or do you think he does retool with a 35-year-old Matt Ryan? Does that play a factor in what you're saying about just retooling?
We're seeing quarterbacks play at a later age. Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and yeah, they've lost a step a little bit. But they're still playing at a pretty high level. They're playing at a pretty good level. I think when you're a GM and you come into an organization, you have to look at who's the best players on this team. Who are the best players on this team? Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Todd Gurley's playing pretty well too. So you have pieces. And if you want to say, okay, well, we have pieces, but let's just start all over. A lot of teams go that route when it comes to rebuilding. And that's one of the reasons why it takes so long for organizations to rebuild. I say you rebuild around your solid pieces. Matt Ryan has struggled at times. Some people have said he's not as clutch. I'm looking at you, Sean. But I do think at Matt Ryan, if you give him more weapons, you give him a better coach, and you beef up that defense.
Jansen, I gotta say it. I'm speaking for the Atlanta faithful. I'm speaking for the Atlanta faithful. I'm gonna say it now. I like I said coming in, I think the Matt Ryan is a quality top 10 quarterback. But no, it's not time for that. It's not time to say, continue to rebuild around him. No, because you have weapons. Matt Ryan has had a bunch of weapons since he's been in the league. Roddy White to the to Tony Gonzalez to Julio Jones, obviously. All these weapons, and it's time to elevate and get past that because we've seen Matt Ryan. those quarterbacks that you name, they all have Super Bowl experience. They've been to multiple Super Bowls. They've won multiple championships. Some that you named. So with Matt Ryan, I have to be honest, and I'm not about to go and have the stats for the Super Bowl. I don't think he choked so much in the Super Bowl, believe it or not. But he's still the quarterback of that team. You have to lead. He doesn't have a Super Bowl win, and I don't think Matt Ryan is. He's not a top 5 quarterback right now. I don't put my whole trust in Matt Ryan as a Falcons fan as well. And just, I think Atlanta organization, if they're getting a new GM, it's not saying so much you have to get the quarterback right now and start him day one, but you have to at least think of the future. Like Jansen said, he's 35 years old. He's not getting younger, and I don't think he's getting that much better. So I think for the Falcons, you gotta continue to put the foot down because you fired the GM as well with the head coach. So yeah, it's putting him on a hot seat, saying, Matt Ryan, you either got to show up now this year, or you possibly could be benched within coming soon. I know his contract's going to be coming up, so I don't think so much you have to continue to find the pieces because he has a plethora of them. But I think you have to get a quarterback this coming offseason, or at least, in the draft at least, second or third round, preferably. Again, I agree with Flynn. It's probably not the most important thing, but you got to fire a light somewhere under the Falcons organization saying we're not just going to be just trying to play for mediocrity anymore. So I disagree.
Yeah, the Falcons 0-5. Giants also have no wins, and the Jets, and those two teams I think are worse than the Falcons, especially the New York Jets. The Jets just clean house. They're basically saying we're tanking and we're proud of it. So I think if the Falcons, I'm serious, man, if the Falcons want a Trevor Lawrence, who he's looked at as the greatest prospect in the world in the last 10 to 15 years, like we haven't heard that story before. But anyways, they're going to have to continue to lose. I think the writing's on the wall for Matt Ryan. Do I think he's capable of being a starter on a championship caliber team? Yes. If you have a defense around him, you have pieces. I think he could do it. Will it happen, though, in Atlanta? No. I think he's going after this season. They're doing this a complete rebuild mode. I disagree with you with the retooling. I hear what you're saying, Sean. Falcon fans are frustrated. They look at the highest paid player on the team, and they're going to say, you know what? Yes, there's injuries, but even Todd Gurley's balling out. We want more from Matt Ryan. So I think that Matt Ryan, this will be his last season. I don't like what Arthur Blank said. It rubbed me the wrong way seeing him say that about Matt Ryan. So I think he's gone. Yep, okay.
I disagree.
You disagree? Jansen Harris here with the Just Good Network. Sean Fowler right there. Flynn Heathcliff. Like, comment, subscribe below on YouTube. Great segment presented by Your Future Media, presented by Level 1 Game Room and the UK Falcons. Go check them out as well, too. I'm Jansen Harris with the Just Good Network.